Good evening, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Josh Millay here with your Thursday night weather forecast. So as you look over, it's looking absolutely gorgeous here at Doak Campbell Stadium, and also just that sun is just beautiful. We are at 76 degrees with a slight wind coming from the northwest, but nonetheless very nice to help cool us down a bit after that really hot day. So we do have some rain in the eastern part of our region. It's not going to be as intense, and it'll be moving out of our area relatively quickly. It's just an isolated storm, but clear nonetheless. So tonight, it's going to be 46 degrees as a result of that cold front that passed through yesterday and brought that heavy rain, even some hail to some of our areas. But nonetheless, you're going to want to bundle up, at least when you go to bed tonight. Get that extra blanket or extra comforter. Tomorrow will be really nice. It'll be 75 and very sunny. And tonight, we're going to talk about the high pressure and nice weather that's coming this weekend, what a downburst is, and our annual Bird of the Week. All that more on FSU Weather. Hi everyone, I'm back, but now with Elizabeth.
Yes, I'm student meteorologist Elizabeth Temple. Thanks for joining us on this Thursday evening. Very gorgeous view outside at Doak Campbell Stadium, right Josh?
Yeah, it's absolutely gorgeous. After this, I will probably take a walk if I feel like it. If not, I'm just going to go straight home. But either way, if you're going to take a walk, go to Doak Campbell Stadium and just take pictures of the sunsets because it's our signature sunsets after all.
Yes, absolutely gorgeous night and a gorgeous next few days as well, especially much drier after what we've seen over the past couple days with all that rain that came through.
Yes, especially on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning, because I actually heard reports that there was hail in Havana, Quincy, and I think even in Bradfordville. But thankfully, tonight will just be nice and clear, although it will be cold. So make sure to just bundle up when you go to bed tonight or if you're going out late.
Yes, of course. So we'll be talking about all of the great stuff that is coming up weather-wise. We'll be talking about some of the severe weather that had just happened. But right now, we'll take another look at our gorgeous camera over Doak Campbell Stadium. That beautiful sunset is heading down now. Not a cloud in the sky. It's 76 outside right now with that north-northwest wind at 16 miles per hour. And for the rest of the area, generally in the mid to upper 70s. 74 here in Tallahassee, 73 in Quincy. We are a little cooler in Thomasville right now, 69. They're seeing some more clouds in the area right now. And our dew points are actually relatively dry as well because we have that northerly wind that is bringing all this dry air from the north-south. So very nice outside as far as our dew points go. And it was about average for our high and low temperature today. Our high hit 77, low of 57. But imagine a 91-degree high on March 28th, 1929. That is extremely warm, and thankfully we did not hit that today. But it was very dry, and it is currently still very dry. Just a little bit of ground scatter on the radar, and those showers that are moving past Waycross right now, as Josh had mentioned before we had talked on the desk. And for the rest of the evening, not a cloud to discuss or any rain, and that is going to persist all throughout the day on Friday. So very nice way to end the week after all that rain that we saw. And because it will be so clear today, we'll see a low of 46 that'll allow for some radiative cooling to really make it a little bit more chilly tonight. Wind will be 4 miles per hour out of the north as well. And for the rest of the area, generally in the mid to upper 40s. And some places along the coast will be seeing low 50s, like in Carabel, Apalachicola, and in St. Mark's. So we'll have similar conditions as we did for our Thursday in the mid to upper 70s, some places in southern Georgia in the lower 70s. But again, nice and clear outside. Tomorrow will be at 73 by 6 p.m., but noon will still be at 66, and by the time we wake up in the morning for class, about 50 degrees outside. And then for the rest of the week, we'll see a warm-up trend as we head into early next week. Our clouds will return, and we'll bring back a chance of rain on Wednesday. About 80%. We'll see some thunderstorms move through the area, but nice and cool again on Thursday. High of 72. Lows will get down into the 40s like we'll have this weekend. Josh, how's the rest of Florida looking?
Well, it's actually looking gorgeous at this moment. So as we look over, we're not just seeing clear, beautiful skies out across Joe Campbell Stadium. We're seeing it out across the entire state. We do have clouds here and there, but again, it's just looking beautiful. Tampa's looking great at 73, 83 at Miami, but looking nonetheless with just a couple clouds in the sky. Panama City is looking just beautiful. Orlando, the camera is the camera, but it's looking beautiful at 79. So as you see, we're mainly going to be hanging around the 70s in the northern and central parts of our region with a couple of outliers, mainly West Palm Beach at 81, Miami International at 83. But we also have a bit of a wind at Key West, but it's looking very nice whatsoever. Now, as you see in the southern part of our state, it's going to be high. We're going to have higher humidities, whereas in the northern part of our state, it's going to be a lot way less humid, although we're going to increase in humidity, especially in Tallahassee, as we go into the weekend. Now, currently we're seeing nothing on our radar besides this little band of isolated showers that's working into Wake Cross and going into Nassau County in Florida, but by the time it gets there, it should be only light to moderate rain, and it shouldn't be producing any thunderstorms. We won't have to worry about any rain as that cold front is now off the coast. Now, also we have dry air intrusion going in from the Gulf Coast, which is inhibiting any rain from forming because, as with thunderstorms especially, we need shear, lift, instability, and M for moisture. So because of that, we do not have any moisture whatsoever to really worry about. But tomorrow, or today actually, we're going to have some marginal risk for rain, but it's not going to be anything to worry about. As we see tomorrow, well, into the weekend, we're going to only have some rain right over here, but nothing like, it's going to be trace amounts. But as we work our way through, we'll see that Miami is just going to build up to 80 with being very nice. Tampa, a little bit warmer, 81. Now, Orlando is going to be at 85, get up to 85 by Sunday, just because there is no sea breeze to help cool them down a bit, as with Miami and Tampa there is. However, I will say though, it's looking absolutely beautiful across the entire state. Jacksonville is no exception. That 10% chance of rain is not going to produce anything major or significant, but as we see in Pensacola, we might get some more clouds on Sunday, but we will be a little bit cooler than the rest of the state. Nonetheless, looking absolutely nice as that high pressure is staying over the state to help to just give us these beautiful conditions. Now tonight we're going to be mainly worrying about just the lower temperatures in Tallahassee, Jacksonville, both at 46. They'll be the coldest in our state. So yeah, it's just going to be a night to bundle up. If you're at Gainesville, wear anything that's not UF apparel, boo UF. Just wear them and wear your winter apparel and bundle up. Orlando is just going to be at 52, but it's going to be real nicer tomorrow as we'll finally be feeling more like our typical springtime temperatures. Now, it will be 81 in Fort Myers, will be at 70 in Jacksonville, being our cool spot. But nonetheless, we'll see just beautiful sunny and mostly sunny conditions across the entire state. So it will be a perfect time to go outside and just really enjoy the weather after all, since we've just been through that rain on Tuesday and Wednesday. And it's just time to actually enjoy the wonderful weather that we have with your allergy medicine. But Elizabeth, will that wonderful weather be mimicked across the rest of the Southeast?
Thankfully, yes. We're only seeing a few spots that are seeing some rain right now, but nothing as far as rain goes on our cameras right now. Beautiful sky conditions across most of the Southeast right now. We do have a few clouds in Miami, as Josh was talking about, those showers moving offshore in the southeastern tip of Florida, but no rain in any of our spots actually. We're sitting generally in the 70s. We do have a few mid-60s in Nashville, Charlotte, and in Atlanta right now, but generally very nice and dry outside, and that the drier conditions are going to persist as we head into the rest of the day tomorrow and into Saturday. Really low dew points across our southeast region, except for Florida, because of course it is always going to be muggy here. But for the rest of the southeast, very nice outside right now, and no rain to speak of. We do have a few showers off the coast of North Carolina and Virginia, but and a few scattered showers across eastern Georgia right now, but generally nothing to talk about because we do just have a non-severe thunderstorm risk for coastal South Carolina, Georgia, and around the Jacksonville area right now. And for the next 36 hours, no rain to discuss. We'll see clouds begin to move back into the region early Saturday morning, but no rain with that, except for a few spotty showers up in Tennessee and in northwestern North Carolina, but generally a very nice and dry weekend. And the only rain accumulation really to discuss is in the northern part of Tennessee and a little bit off of the coast of North Carolina around the Outer Banks there, but really no rain to discuss. It's going to be a very gorgeous weekend, but it will be a little bit of a chillier night. We'll see lots of places in the 40s, even low 40s in Charlotte, mid to upper 40s in Georgia, and 46 here in Tallahassee. And for tomorrow's forecast, generally a warm day, 70s and 80s for all of the area, very clear and no rain to discuss, but we did have some rain the past few days, at least here. And so we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that had happened with that storm.
Yeah, so as part of our weather, we're not just going to be talking about the rain. We're actually going to focus on a downburst. And by the way, what is a downburst, that you may all ask?
Yeah, so a downburst are powerful winds that descend from a thunderstorm and spread out quickly once they hit the ground. And some of the wind speeds have been known to exceed 100 miles per hour, some as strong as tornadoes, and are actually misinterpreted as a tornado.
Yeah, so in the production of a downburst, basically what's happening is that there's going to be a bunch of dry air that's going towards the core of a thunderstorm cell, and basically it's the rain is going in so that way that the large core of the rain and hail that the updraft has been holding in the upper parts of the storm will then fall rapidly, dragging a bunch of air along with it real quickly.
I'm so sorry, my throat is so dry. Here we have a graphic of a downburst. So we see that dry air moving into the center of the storm, and that is going to push all that sinking cold air down and cause our downburst in our thunderstorm. And that actually happened in Valdosta early I'm so sorry, early yesterday morning, right, Josh?
Yes, and it actually happened with the associated cold front that came through Wednesday morning. So what happened is there was actually a 75-mile downburst that occurred in Valdosta, which caused some extensive damage with like pine trees being uprooted or being snapped in the east-northeast. Yeah,
and these are actually hurricane-force winds where Valdosta is a place that is still recovering from Hurricane Idalia in late August, and 32 homes were affected, and one was sliced in half by some pine trees, and here's some photos of that as well. So make sure that you're always staying safe when there is a thunderstorm threat in the area, but thankfully no thunderstorm threat, at least for right now here.
Yeah, thankfully we don't have to worry too much about a thunderstorm as we do have very nice weather, but as we go across the rest of the country, we're actually going to it's going to be quite different. So as you see, right now we have quite a variety of temperatures going from 39 in Bismarck to 84 in Miami. Now, as we see, it's looking quite nice, although the story is going to be low, 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 low. How low can you go? So basically, we have dew points ranging from as dry as 13 in Minneapolis to as high as 64 in Miami, which isn't very surprising for Miami because Miami is known for the humidity. But as you see, we have a cold front system on the eastern seaboard, and it's essentially going north, and heavy rains to the Outer Banks, going towards Ocean City, Maryland, and especially into New England and Mid-Atlantic. But we also will have quite a bit of snow and mixed precipitation going into Colorado, Utah, and especially over here off the coast of Seattle and Washington, where we have a low that's situated just off the coast. So we have quite a bit of moisture going eastward into the northern Rockies, as well as going into the northern Appalachians, as well into Newfoundland, Labrador. So, and while we have a bunch of moisture in those regions, you know where we don't have a bunch of moisture? A little bit here, but really Las Cruces. If anything, they could use some of that rain because like me and Las Cruces, New Mexico, we're both dehydrated. So until then, we just need a bunch of water. We all just need a bunch of water. But as you see, in the next 72 hours, we're going to get a bunch of rain in Newfoundland and Labrador, but also going into some relative maxima in central California, as well as into Los Angeles, which is not known for having a lot of rain, but it's their wet season. We all need one. So right now we're going to have slight risks for the Weather Protection Center in Portland, going into Boston, and just marginal in Augusta, but overall you'll be fine. Also, slight risk in Outer Banks. So for day 2, it's actually just marginal risk, but it's going to be in Boston, in Maine, and also into the California region. So it's going to just be widespread. And as we focus in on Saturday, that's where we're going to have slight risk, especially going into Los Angeles down to San Diego, and even going to Ventura, and slight risk into, well, marginal in Bakersfield, San Luis Obispo, and all the Southern California cities. Snowfall is going to be the story for Denver, and going into Salt Lake, you're going to want to bundle up for sure. And Bismarck and also Fargo is going to be feeling that snow. So as we go into the Storm Prediction Center outlook, day 1, non-severe, we're going to have thunderstorms in the Pacific Northwest and also on the Georgia coast. Thankfully, it's not super severe, so you just practice general safety tips and you'll be just fine. Day 2, that risk will now include Chicago and St. Louis, as well as bits of Des Moines, and we'll still have that risk, but now it's going to move slightly westward, and now we're going to also have San Francisco included on said risk. Day 3 is now going to continue to include St. Louis, San Francisco, Los Angeles. And now for the temperature outlook, we're mainly going to see in the next 6 to 10 days, likely we're going to have warmer than average temperatures in the central part of our coast, but less than average temperatures in the seaboards. Tonight, it's going to get really cool, and we're going to have rain in Seattle, and that rain's going to keep up in Seattle as well going into tomorrow. But Elizabeth, let's talk about what's going on with the bird of our week.
Yes, I would like to apologize for the coughing. I have found a drink. I should be okay now. And I am so excited to be back and talking about our bird of the week, which is the Nelson's sparrow. Here he is, so cute in all of his glory right there. He was named after Edward William Nelson, who was responsible for the field surveys in Alaska, Death Valley, and Mexico for the Bureau of Biological Survey. And the oldest recorded one was a male who was at least 10 years old when he was recaptured and re-released in Maine. And one place that you can find these birds is in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where right now it is 67 outside, beautiful sky outside. It is, and the winds are coming out of the southeast at 15 miles per hour. And today it was actually pretty chilly in comparison to the average for this time of year. We're about 10 degrees below average for both our high and low temperatures, but we did have a record high of 78 in 1946, which is obviously very warm for that area for this time of year. As we see from the rest of our current temperatures around the area, we're sitting around 35 or 36 degrees. It's like I said, it is 36 in Minneapolis right now, and not a cloud or a raindrop in sight right now. Beautiful and clear sky conditions on the radar right now, but as we head into the morning hours tomorrow and for the rest of the day on Friday, clouds will come back and it will be a pretty dreary day outside, but no rain to discuss, at least in our forecast, until we head into Monday, where there is a 60% chance of some wintry precipitation, but generally cooler conditions, at least than what we are seeing right now. We're going to be, our high temperatures will be in the 40s for the next few days, and lows will start to gradually increase as we head into Monday as well. Low tonight will be 16 degrees and our high tomorrow will be 44. And of course, we will cool down enough to see some rain and snow mix on Monday, where we have a 60% chance of seeing that, with the high of 41 there in Minneapolis. So hopefully those birds don't get too cold, but it seems like they are pretty used to it, Josh.
Yes, they are definitely likely used to it and ready to adapt and survive. And thankfully, we survived not only just the rain that came through on Wednesday morning, but also some hail. But thankfully, we have just beautiful conditions looking across the rest of the Tallahassee region, just looking beautiful at Panama City, St. George Island. If you're not enjoying this beautiful evening, then you should go out and enjoy this beautiful evening. Now, as you see right now across the region, we are just seeing just beautiful temperatures. We're at 69 in Thomasville, 72 in Valdosta. At the coast, we're a little bit warmer. We're going to be at 75 in St. Mark's, 76 at Crawfordville and Sumatra, but nonetheless looking absolutely gorgeous. Currently, when it comes to dew points, we're going to be dry in Donaldsonville compared to the rest of our region, but overall, it's going to be relatively temperate, I would say, mainly because we're not getting into like the dew points in the 50s or 60s, because when they're in those points, then we will feel it. Like you'll be sweating when you're going to class likely. If you're like me, that's what likely happens when I walk out to class in those dew points, and that's not fun. But as you see, if you're going to be flying out tonight, Tallahassee will be looking absolutely great, and you won't have to worry about any delays. However, if you're flying out of Atlanta and Orlando, you're going to have some issues, and that's mainly because of the fact that there's just quite a bit of air traffic over those airports, especially going into Orlando. So you're going to want to factor some time in if you're going to MCO, and Atlanta, oh, definitely factor some time in. Like those are some of the busiest airports in the country. So as you see, tomorrow it's going to be 75 degrees. So if you're going to be going outside, I would say absolutely do it. Just make sure to stay shaded, stay hydrated, sunblock. So if you're going to walk your dog, I'd say go around 8 a.m. It'll be nice and comfortable, but it's not going to be like, the sun won't be too out where won't be too much out where you're going to have to worry so much about it. Now pollen, I'm a Zyrtec guy. I know Elizabeth is a Zyrtec girl. So trust me, you're going to want to get your Zyrtec because the tree's pollen is going to be, no. So, and then for FSU Rec, if you're going to play tonight, you're going to want to go out as, it's going to be definitely nice. Again, just wear that residual sunscreen. And if you're going to go out on the town with your friends, it's going to be 58. So if you're a now native Floridian like me, make sure to wear that jacket. But Elizabeth, let's close off the show with one last look at the local.
Yes, of course, and live look at the res right now. Of course, we have so many cameras in our city because our sunsets are just absolutely stunning. It's currently 76 outside with that north-northwest wind, of course, at 16 miles per hour. And at our 6:23 hour, we are sitting in the mid to upper 70s for the most part. Lower temperatures as you head into southern Georgia with some low 70s and upper 60s. And it is very dry outside right now. We do have a few more muggier spots, but just in general, because we have this northerly wind, and that northerly wind is actually pretty fast right now, that is bringing lots of dry air down into the south, and it's making it feel very comfortable outside, although it does seem pretty hot as well. For the Tallahassee Metro, no rain to discuss. We do have those showers that have moved off past Waycross. They are approaching the 95-10 corridor right now, but they have pretty much dissipated into some light to moderate showers, so nothing to be concerned about as far as anything severe. And that is the case for the next day or so. Lots of dry and nice conditions outside. No rain, no clouds. Beautiful day to get out tomorrow. Maybe if you have no class, maybe head to the beach, head to the pool. Absolutely stunning day before we see some rain move back into the forecast earlier next week. Like I said, beautiful day tomorrow. Might be a better day to actually head to the pool maybe in the early to late afternoon, because it will be pretty chilly, at least for the first half of the day. I say pretty chilly in quotes, as maybe some people might not think it is chilly, but it'll be 73 by 6 p.m. And because it'll be clear out, nice day to drive if you decide to head home this weekend, get an early start on your driving. No clouds or no rain to disrupt that commute back home. Beautiful day for baseball as well. Number 7 baseball team will take on Louisville tomorrow at Dick Howser Stadium at 6 p.m. It'll be 76 at the first pitch. Absolutely stunning. So get out there and support our amazing baseball team. And next Saturday, we have the Springtime Tallahassee Parade. I have never been, but it looks absolutely such a great time. It'll be 79 as our high temperature on Saturday, so a very gorgeous day for that event. But it might be nice to maybe bring some water, maybe have some sunscreen, because it looks like that sun will be out, thankfully. Overnight lows will hit the upper 40s to low 50s, and for the rest of the week ahead, no rain to discuss until we head to about Tuesday, but by Monday we'll see the clouds return at a warm up to almost 80 degrees on Monday. So very nice weather that is coming up, Josh.
Yes, very nice. I'm planning to, like, at the very least, try to study outside. But I'm really excited for Saturday because that's actually when I'm taking my grad photos.
Oh, that's so exciting. I'm taking my grad photos on Sunday.
Oh,
Look at us.
Yes.
Almost done, and very nice this weekend as well to do that. No rain. I was worried about the rain.
Yeah, me too.
Heading into it, but excited though.
Yeah, the main thing though is we both need to take our Zyrtec because, like, I'm pretty sure the allergies are not gonna let up on us.
Yes, the past few days I have been a little lazy on taking my allergy medicine, and I have suffered the consequences, as you guys could tell from that previous segment. But yeah, so of course, make sure that you're taking your allergy medicine. Springtime is almost here, but the pollinating is going to stay at least for a couple more weeks, unfortunately.
Yeah, so follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/FSU weather.
Yeah, but make sure to like us on Facebook. We're on there as well at facebook.com/FSU weather.
And most certainly, watch us live on YouTube at youtube.com/FSU weather, as you're likely doing now.
Yep, and follow us on Instagram as well, and send us your weather photos, your dog photos. We can feature your dog in the dog walk forecast. Yeah, so make sure that you tune in every night. Thanks for watching. I'm student meteorologist Elizabeth Temple.
I'm student meteorologist Josh Millay. Have a good night.